All right. Hey, Abraham. Looks like we're live.
Yeah, what's happening?
Man, living the dream. Living the dream. Just
Always.
want just want to hop on with you this morning, and we're live in a couple different places, and we want to talk about Creative Con, which is coming up November 10th through 12th, Scottsdale, Arizona, right there in Pace's backyard. And this is going to be completely different than any event we've ever thrown before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are you looking forward to the most about this event?
Man, I'm looking forward to just networking with all these new people. I mean, every event that I've gone to, I've literally done deals with multiple people that have been in attendance. So I'm just excited to see who I'm going to be doing deals with at this next event.
Yeah, it's almost unfair. It's like a farm for you to do deals with these people.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, and I'll tell you what's interesting about this event from my standpoint is it's filled up faster than any event we've ever done.
yeah,
I was actually kind of blown away with the demand. Everyone wants to come, and the reason why people like to go to these events, number one for me, is because it just creates so much momentum in their life. I think people are so fed up with staying inside from the last 3 years in COVID, and I know we're hopefully far away from that now, but every time I go to an event, it creates so much momentum in my life, and like you are meeting new deal partners and things, and I think it's really cool how people get to come together and network. And there's people out there with money looking to do deals and invest. There's people out there with deals looking for money. And I mean, it's just a great,
yeah,
great event to be in attendance. If you're around deal making at any level in the real estate or the business side, like this is the event.
yeah. I mean, and the other thing that's really cool about these events is, I've become really good friends with a lot of people at this event and other events I've been to. Obviously, like Pace and you and Carl. The reason why I've gotten so close to a lot of you guys and a lot of other people is because of coming to these events and having that one-on-one FaceTime and going out and talking and getting to know each other. So if you want to do deals with anyone that's there, whether they're speakers, other people, I mean, there's no better way to get to have that great relationship than being there in person and talking to them and standing out.
Absolutely. So this event specifically, if anybody's new to our world, Abraham and I are partners along with Carl and Nitin in a company called Dealmaker Weekend. And we host these events 3 times a year in remote cities, different places. We've already done Tampa back in February. We did Newark, New Jersey, right outside of New York in June. Now we're doing Creative Con, which is the same style of event in November in Scottsdale. And what makes Dealmaker Weekend so different than any other conference or event you've ever been to is the full 100% immersive experience. So Abraham, this is kind of your world. You're the creative guy. You came up with the concept of if I was going to throw a conference or an event, I'm going to do it my way. Can you tell everybody who may be new to our world what you experienced different at one of our events versus something else they've gone to?
Yeah, well, first off, I mean, we get like into really deep depth into a lot of the things that you can actually take, and when you leave, like the day after the event, you can start putting it in place and start buying businesses. So I remember a lot of the events we've done in the past, like people were literally showing us like a few weeks, a couple months later, different businesses that they bought, and they're like, "Look, we didn't even know we can do this," and they actually bought them based on the information that was taught at the event a month or so earlier. Most people that have come to events that I've seen my businesses, usually a few months later, 6 months later. But I've seen lots of people literally within a couple of weeks or a month or so own a business, which is crazy. There's so many people that have sent us pictures and different texts and different emails showing how they've literally changed their life and their whole mindset and everything else. And they really keep thanking us and a lot of these people keep coming back, event after event after event, because even though, well, first off, we change content every event. Like the content in this event is going to be so different than any other event. When I say so different, we're going to have a lot of the important base stuff, but literally we're diving into so many different things that we've never dove into before. And anyone that's come to multiple events will see that every event we change a lot of stuff. But we actually have more speakers. This is the first time ever that we have multiple speakers. It's always been me and Carl, you, Pace, but literally this time we have a lot of new speakers, and they're going to talk about how they've done good in life, business, with creativity, with a little bit of real estate, and it's just going to be so unique from any other event.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just pull that up real quick and talk about the speakers. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So obviously we got you and Carl and Pace. And if any of you watching have never seen at least just these three gentlemen speak, it's really a thing of beauty. just the depth of knowledge and experience. What would you say here, just with the three of you guys doing deals, maybe 70 years experience, and probably, Carl's done billions of dollars of deals in the corporate world, but I mean, think about probably 700 to 800, 900 deals, probably just with Carl. And then with you guys added to it, I mean, thousands and thousands of deals. That's wisdom that you just can't get.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Other speakers, of course, you got me in there. I bring a very unique perspective to all this, and a lot of people really enjoy what I teach. Then we have Jamil Damjes joining us as well, and Cody Barton. So tell me a little bit about these guys.
Man, so Jamil is actually the absolute biggest wholesaler for real estate in the world, probably. Like he has taught more people. Well, first off, he's done more deals than anyone that's made a ton of money. But then on top of that, he's taught, I don't know how many tens of thousands of people how to do this that are super successful. And he has like a secret sauce of how to do this. And he's so good at teaching you exactly how to do it and being able to execute, right away. And he has a lot of creative different things that he does too that no one else has done. All these people, that are speaking have a lot of creativity that sets them apart from everybody else. And that's why they're so successful. So, we're going to show you exactly how each person is creative in their own different way to make themselves super successful. Cody Barton's like, he's like super smart. Like literally he is the one, like everybody knows Pace. But without Cody, Pace wouldn't be Pace. Like nobody would even know, Pace just wouldn't be successful. He needs that Cody. So Cody's the one that's behind the scenes that puts everything together. And literally everything that Pace would do would fall apart without Cody. But Cody is so good at integration. And he actually is doing his own teaching now, just teaching people how to be integrators, which is amazing. That's something that he has coming up. But I know a lot of people that learn from Cody that turn their business around from being so disorganized to being like the most organized money-making machine in their own businesses.
Yeah, and I think you and I had seen it over and over again. When we get into in one of our events, there's more visionaries in the crowd than integrators, and that's something that you have to really be able to scale any type of business, real estate business or any. You've got to have those integrators. So I think just being in the room and learning from Cody is going to be incredible. You got a couple more here.
That's a big bonus for people because we've never really had integrators like that taught at that high of a level, which is crazy.
It's gonna be nuts.
So Eddie Malouf. So Eddie Malouf is super cool. He is a genius when it comes to marketing. He also has bought multiple businesses over the past few years using none of his own money, and these are super successful, really big businesses. So he's going to show you in a different way that we do it. He's bought some different businesses, but more importantly than that, how he's able to take the businesses he's bought and 10x them or more using some different strategies that he uses that most people don't know. He actually teaches people and runs a lot of marketing campaigns for some of the biggest people. Pace is one of them. Pace uses Eddie for most of his businesses to market for him, especially the ones that aren't with New Reach.
Yeah, it looks like Eddie has got some amazing chops, specifically in marketing. And when you can marry really dangerous marketers with business acquisition, as you've seen with guys like myself with a similar skill set, it really can 10x businesses. Like think about the business that Carl and I are working together on, one of many. We've 12x'd it in 24 months. Yeah. And that, like, learning from people like Eddie who have that type of skill, I mean, it really can accelerate everything you're doing. Tell me about Dean. I think Dean used to play in the NFL, right?
Yeah, so Dean's super cool. So Dean used to play in the NFL, I think with the Chargers. And he went from playing, NFL football to just taking another path, and he went the entrepreneur route. So he actually started doing a lot of real estate and also does, business. So he's gonna show you how he took his business from zero to multi-million-dollar business over the last few years. And he's actually one of the leaders in California in his area that does lots of meetups and does lots of events. He speaks at a lot of people's events and teaches people how to take their business to the next level the way he does it, which again, he does it a lot differently than everybody else. So what's cool is every single person that talks is going to show you a different perspective of how to do it in their way.
And then let me tell you about Pat Hilton, the most dangerous man in the game. So Pat beyond just being an MC and an entertainer, Pat also has $1 million business that he owns now, that he grew in the last about 24 months in the multimedia space and social media content. And what we find again and again, especially when Pace is there, Abraham, he talks about building your brand. Each one of these people needs to be putting out content, building their brand. And Pat Hilton's made a living doing that, and he's done it at such a high level. So having Pat in the building, he was just there and emceed our event in Atlanta, Dealmaker Live, for our protege community. And he shared a lot about what he's done and where he came from. And it's always inspiring. So I'm excited to have Pat come join us again. And then let's talk about Jack. So Jack, you want to talk? You want me to talk about Jack?
You can talk about Jack.
Yeah. So Jack, I actually met Jack in Tampa. I was there. I saw Jack speak. I saw Jamil speak, Pace speak at this event and this mastermind that all of them are in with me, called Family. And Jack is a land expert, a way to make money with land deals. And I think it's so interesting that a lot of us in real estate, and Abraham, you own like what, 1 trillion houses, but are you out there really buying a lot of land? There's a lot of opportunity there that we're not even thinking about. There's a lot of people developing around the country, especially throughout middle America, where you can still buy acreage at even like $3,000 an acre. And guys like Jack are teaching people how to really make big returns with land deals and finding great deals. There's a lot of land that's just been sitting there with a sign on it for years as well that haven't sold. There's a lot more distress there than you'd imagine. So I think it's really going to be interesting to hear from Jack and have him teach everyone kind of his unique strategy and how to implement that. So I'm excited to hear him speak again.
Yeah, the cool thing about that is that 99.9% of people don't know anything about land, don't do land. I don't know much about land, but I do know that there are tons of people that make a lot of money. And the reason why I know this is because I do a lot of like lending, and I have lent money to people that have taken land deals and literally bought them and sold them the same day, or bought them and sold them a month or two later, and made crazy numbers. The only reason I know this is because I've loaned them the money on it, and but I don't know much about the land. So yeah, he's going to be someone that's very interesting to listen to and see, because if you could add another tool to your tool belt, that's pretty cool. Not many people know about that stuff.
Oh yeah, and then think about like the tiny home movement and a lot of the alternative style of homes that are kind of sweeping across America. These land deals, you can take one piece of land that somebody has not wanted for a long time, put a little compound of tiny houses on it, and make unbelievable returns.
Yeah.
And there's even like government grants out there to be doing that. So I think it's going to be something cool to learn about. So I think today's thing was really more focused on giving people a preview of what they're going to learn as well. So let's talk about some of the modules beyond real estate investing and creative finances. We're going to talk a lot about how to bridge that creative financing experience over to buying businesses, and not so they stop buying real estate. You and I and Carl, we all do both because we find that there's so many synergies, right? When Carl and Pace were on a podcast one time, and Pace looked at Carl and said, "Carl, should you buy businesses or should you buy real estate?" And Carl said, "What?" He said, "You got to buy both because they work so well together." So let's talk about the business acquisition side of it and some of the content and what they're going to learn.
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly what this is going to be about. This event is mostly going to be about business acquisition. So, what's crazy is everybody knows people buy and sell real estate and all that stuff. Most people I talk to don't even know that you could buy businesses or sell businesses. Most people don't even know that's a thing. So after this event, people are going to know every single detail that there is, and we'd be very successful buying businesses. Like you'll see on stage dozens of people that come up there that have bought businesses, and we give awards to them. And literally, what's crazy is I bought a trophy store like 4 or 5 years ago, and you guys buy all your trophies from me. So like, literally have my business went up a lot since you started buying trophies from me, because so many people in your program and so many people that come to these events buy businesses, and we're literally shipping out these trophies like every single week, tons of them. And for these events, we're making dozens and dozens of these trophies. So there are so many people buying businesses that have learned from me, you, Carl, and everybody else at this event, which is awesome.
Dude, I remember Dealmaker Live, which is our internal event we had a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta. My trophy bill to your company was over $5,000.
Yeah,
it's insane. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. What's so special about? Let me see if I can share my screen.
What's really cool about the trophy store I bought? So I joined Carl's program, right? about when he first started it, like Ninja Acquisitions, almost 5 years ago or something, whatever it was. And that trophy store, I bought literally maybe like a few months after I joined Ninja, and I only bought it because of the stuff I learned from Carl. So that's crazy. So I literally bought that from the stuff I learned from Carl. And since I joined that Ninja with Carl, I've changed the way that I do business, and I do stuff a lot more creatively and a lot more Carl style, which is super cool.
So let's just go through a little bit. I'm not going to try to give away too much information here, but I mean, Mark found us. He came to us from one of these events. He's bought several businesses. Alexis and Ani came to us from this event, bought several businesses. Randy just bought a business, came to us from coming and attending one of these events like Dealmaker Weekend. And there's several people, I believe, who is that? Is that Alan? I think quite a few of these guys came to us, Justin, for the first time, showed up at an event and literally bought businesses in the last couple months. One of our friends, Nick, attended one of our events back in June, in Newark, and has bought 3 or 4 businesses since. It's just amazing how sometimes people can step into a new world that's so similar to the world they came from, especially in creative financing, and be able to use that same knowledge and skills and experience and buy bigger deals that cash flow like crazy, that can feed their real estate investments, and they can have so much success so quickly, right? If you said there's one characteristic of somebody who's a creative financing investor that lends itself really well to businesses, what characteristic would that be?
I mean, just being creative in business is how you're going to find all your businesses, how you're going to find tons of businesses to look through, how you're going to be able to tell if they're a good deal. But most importantly, how to buy these without using any of your money. I think some of the biggest things that people have bought businesses through Protege and through Dealmaker Weekend and all the Dealmaker events is that people have bought multi-million-dollar businesses, and they didn't use any of their money, or very little of their money, if anything.
And think about what we're teaching at this event. We're going to talk about kind of why buy a business and how to do it, the different types of acquisitions. You're going to talk about building rapport quite a bit and how it can be a little bit different in the business world, and think about when it comes to the deal structures, how there's a lot more options available than there are in real estate, and kind of how you can learn all the different options available. We're going to talk about consulting for equity deals. We're going to talk about how to talk to sellers. We're going to talk about negotiations. We're going to talk about, how does a transaction differ on a real estate deal versus a business deal? Like, we're going to give you a full blueprint. And Abraham, one of the things that you've always done at your events before we even teamed up is you give out workbooks to people at certain ticket levels, right? Tell us about the workbooks a little bit.
So the workbooks are basically books that show every single slide that we go through, but we're going to do something different this time. What we're doing this time is we're going to give people just more of workbooks just to take notes, but we are giving everybody a zip drive, and they're going to have all the notes. Every single slide that we have is going to be on that zip drive. Plus, we're actually going to give people all the slides from the last event. So they'll be able to see everything they saw last event and everything that they saw. And they'll be able to plug it into their computer, laptop, whatever, and be able to do whatever they want with it. So a lot of people ask, besides just getting the books, can we have it to where we could play around with it and take notes? And so we're making it to where everyone's going to have it forever on that zip drive, that they'll be able to, if they're on a plane, they'll be able to plug it in and use it and learn and make notes and go through that stuff.
Awesome. Well, in closing, can we talk a little bit about the different ticket levels we have and kind of what comes with it? There's a lot of people probably who are watching this who have intentions to come to the event, but they haven't gotten their ticket yet. Number one, I'll tell you this, it is very, very full. We're not just making noise here. It's real. Like, we filled this event up. We do have a handful of spots left. We have 3 different.
Not only did we fill this event up, we literally sold out. We did sell out. But here's the thing: we always had 200 people at every event. We already have 200 people. The 200 people are gone. What we were able to do with the venue that we have, they have an extra room that we were able to open up, so we were able to add extra tables for the first time ever. So this event will actually be bigger than the other events.
Yeah.
But literally, we were sold out, and we were able to finagle a way to get to sell 2 more tickets. So we have so many people asking for those tickets. But one thing about the price of this event, which is crazy, I've been to tons of these types of masterminds for mostly for real estate, but for marketing, for all kinds of other stuff. And they typically run like $10,000, $12,000. $8,000 is like one of the cheapest I've seen. This event is like a fraction, like 10%, 20% of any other event that I've been to that's similar. And we really get so in depth with what we teach. And then our events are so different because besides the fact that we're there all day teaching and networking, and then we have Q&As and networking time, every single night we go out afterwards and we go to different events. We take everyone to dinner. Most events I've built to don't do that. There are some, but this is like you go above and beyond it in every way possible.
So let's talk about the ticket levels real quick, because there's a lot of people who've been asking questions about that. I've seen some questions in the chat about it. So let me share my screen. Let's go here. Can you see the tickets?
Yeah.
Yep. So 3 different ticket levels. And we do this for a reason. We know that there's some people that just really need to get in the room. Maybe cash is a little bit tighter, but they want to get in the room. They want to network. They want to meet new people, and they want to learn about other ways that they can do creative financing. So we have a silver ticket for that. It's going to get you to the event, of course, all the time, all 3 days. We're going to get you the recordings. You get access to the group. And we'll make sure that you have some Dealmakers Weekend swag and Creative Con swag. And then, believe it or not, more people buy gold and VIP. I've never seen as many VIPs as we have this time, Abraham. And then I'm going to let you tell everybody about the VIP event that we're doing on Monday.
Yeah, so you can't see the bottom of it. So can you scroll down so people?
We'll scroll down a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, there. So we'll scroll up and down just so people can see everything.
Yeah. So for the VIP specifically, let's talk about that. So, like I said, we have more VIPs at this event than we've had yet. There's certain people, Abraham, just in general, that just want to be in VIP. They want to get as much as they can get out of an event like this. They want to meet all the people. They want more time in FaceTime with the speakers. They want to have the private dinners. They want to go to the private events. So we have that available. So it's everything you would get in the silver and the gold, but you also get the private dinner on Sunday night. We've got different private networking sessions with the speakers, upgraded swag bag. It's also a 4th day, a special 4th day event like we do every time for the VIPs. And you want to tell them what we're doing?
We are going on a hot air balloon. So everyone on Monday, the Monday after the event, we have hot air balloon rides for everyone that's in VIP. And it's going to be really cool because we're going to be in a smaller group, and we'll be able to really talk with everybody that's there, the speakers, and literally that's where a lot of the deals happen, because then you really get to know people.
Yep. So that hot air balloon ride is going to be quite the experience. Imagine November in Arizona already is probably just exquisite and beautiful, and it's great weather, but being up there and see everything, like I've climbed Camelback in that Scottsdale area, and just being able to look out over Phoenix and Mesa and Chandler and Scottsdale is just absolutely beautiful. So getting up in a hot air balloon is going to be quite the experience. So beyond that, there's also the gold package.
But the VIP, there's a lot of stuff you left out. So you get front row seating, so like you really have that connection. Everyone that gets the VIP is going to get up to 4 nights of the hotel included, which it's a super nice resort that we're
to be clear though, to make sure proper expectations, only the full priced VIP tickets are people who pre-registered actually get the hotel.
Yeah.
Anybody who's like a repeat attendee or got a discounted rate because they're repeat did not get four nights of hotel. Right. Just to be clear there. But yeah, so anybody who came in at the full VIP or who pre-registered at the last event get it. Let's keep going. So private dinner Sunday night with all of us and the speakers. We're going to have extra private networking sessions, upgraded swag bag, the additional day. Tell us about the Shadow Day.
So the Shadow Day is really cool. A lot of people always ask, can I come hang out with you, spend a day with you, see how you do stuff? Because I do so much different stuff. People are like, how do you get everything done? And it's pretty easy. I get it all done. And people are like, I just don't understand it. Can I come, hang out with you for the day? And so all the VIPs actually get to come to Atlanta, and we hang out for a full day, and we go through every single thing. And I try to teach you exactly what you want. Like I can teach you business, I can teach you real estate, I can teach you lending, I can teach you social media. It doesn't matter. There's so many different things I teach you, but I gear what you really want to learn, and that's kind of what we focus on that day that you're here. And then you get to see kind of like a little bit of the day-to-day of how I'm able to do everything I do. And you would think it's very hard, but I show you how simple it is if you just do it in certain ways. But we really get to hang out, network, and get to know each other really well. And a lot of the people that have shadowed me so far, we're doing deals with because we kind of know exactly what we both want and need, and it just makes it a lot easier to do deals with each other.
And then the gold ticket, lastly, kind of has some of the VIP stuff, but way more than the silver. So you can definitely go out and enjoy the entertainment at night with us on Friday and Saturday night, as well as you get better seating. And you also get the workbooks, and that's what's unlocked at the gold level. So silver tickets don't get the workbooks. But yeah, so that's a little bit about the tickets. And like you said, it is pretty much sold out. We did unlock some more spots for everyone. But I think this is going to be our best event yet for sure. I love the idea of doing it in Scottsdale near Pace and Jameel and Cody. And I think that's going to be an incredible venue. It's what a destination too for November.
Mm-hmm.
So any closing thoughts here, Abraham, about the event or 3 reasons why someone should come?
There's a million reasons, but if 3 reasons, first off, if you're on the fence and you want to, basically take your life to another level, whether it's business or not. First off, if it's business, you got to come because there's no other events that teach business like this. But even if it's not business, like every single person that's come, learned business. And what's happened was a lot of the people that, went into business are doing well, but a lot of people that just said, you know what, I want to kind of still stay in real estate. The strategies that we teach are able to be used in real estate. So like literally it'll change your real estate game as well. And then just the networking, last event we went to, which was a protege event, Carl got on stage and was like, you know what, when we first started, 5 or 10% of the people that were doing deals with each other. What was the number that he said was crazy, that people that came to these events and came to Protege are doing deals with each other now. How many people in there? What percent of the people? It's astronomical. That's by coming to this event. So do you remember what that number was of how many people, percent of people were doing deals with each other compared to?
Yeah. So when we first started working and teaching business acquisitions, it was more like 5 or 6% of all the deals closed were with partners. Now it's like north of 40 to 50%. So partnerships, though, I mean, it accelerates everything. There's somebody out there that has skill sets that you don't, or they have resources that you don't, and it's able to allow you to get a deal done so much faster. And it's so much more fun when you're with your friends.
So that's 40, 50%, almost half the people that come to these events are going to do deals with other people at these events. Yeah. How strong is that? You can't. What I would say is also, if you're on the fence, you don't know exactly what it's going to be like, reach out to anyone that has been to a previous event. Ask them, was it worth coming? Did they get the money that they thought it was worth? Almost every person I've talked to was like, how did you not charge 10 times more? That's basically what I've seen everybody saying. But
it's crazy. Go to dealmaker.live and go just listen to the video testimonials, people talking about why you should come to this event. I mean, it's evident that people absolutely love these events and they get so much out of it. Like we were talking to Richard. Richard was on stage last event and he had gotten a tombstone for a deal he closed. And I said, Richard, where'd you find this deal? He said, well, I was sitting next to him at the last event. And that's where he found it. And there's so many of those stories. So your next deal partner's in the room. And there's a lot of momentum that you can walk away with from this event. A lot of times you're at home, wherever you live, unless you're part of a really great community, people don't really understand your ambitions, right? Especially as a creative financing investor. A lot of people look at you like you're crazy, whenever you're doing an alternative job type thing. And you're around all these people here at this conference that understand you, that are on the same journey, who have the same ambitions and same goals. And it's amazing what happens when you get in front of the right people. Your whole world can change. So we're excited to have this event. We're excited to host it. We do have some tickets left because we expanded it, like Abraham said. If you go to dealmaker.live, request a seat, I'll have somebody on my team call you and get that registered. If you're already in the group, you've been wanting to go, but you haven't bought a ticket yet, I'm telling you, now is the time if you want to do that. The room block on the hotel, I was exhausted. I mean, within 3 weeks, there's so many people coming to this event. There's tons of different options for hotel rooms in the area, so don't feel discouraged if you can't get one at the hotel that the event's at. There's tons of it. All that's on the dealmaker.live website, where you can go look at all that information. But
the last thing I'll say is, I started doing these events in 2020. That was the first event. This is the 4th year doing these events. We have gotten it better and better and perfected it over the years. Like, you're coming to this event is going to be the best one because we keep taking the best stuff from the previous events. And then Chris does surveys at every event. What did you like? What did you not like? People like everything, but what did you want to see more of? And every single time you get those feedback, you basically just add more of what people want, and it's just gets better and better.
Yep. So think about, we just had this event for Dealmaker Wealth Society a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta, and there were 3 new things that we've never done before. We did at this event. It was the raving success of the event. People loved it. So we're bringing those elements in. Like, we're constantly learning, how can someone attend one of our events and get the most out of it as possible? Like, really have the best experience, have the most momentum, ways to network with the right people. We're going to do something called Stand Up Connect, where you're able to stand up and have the spotlight for a moment and say exactly why you're here, what you're looking for, and we'll connect you with that person and that opportunity, which is worth it right there itself. So yeah, excited to have you all there. Please go to dealmaker.live. If you haven't gotten your ticket yet, request a ticket, talk to my team. You can message us inside. You can post inside that group. You can post here on my YouTube, say, hey, I need a ticket. I'll have someone reach out to you, because there's not very much room left. Will be the event of the year. And awesome. Sorry, Carl and Pace and everybody else couldn't make it this morning. Everybody's got a lot of stuff going on, but we wanted to hop on and just kind of go over some stuff and kind of tell you more about the event and what to expect. So anything else?
No, it's just happy to have a conversation with you this morning. Always good talking, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you there. Dealmaker.live, request a ticket, and we'll see you at the event.